Hello, Dragonettes, and today we'll be reacting to horror stories. On my last reaction video, they asked me to react to their videos, and I wanted to wait till my brother came home from our mom's so he could react with me because I thought he'd like that. You ready?
Yeah. Good.
We'll start off with the creepy man standing by the window. Creepy. Oh.
This happened around 3 months ago when I lived in New York in a quiet neighborhood. At the time,
Hang on a second, let me rewind.
This happened around 3 months ago when I lived in New York in a quiet neighborhood. But at the time, the most scariest moment had happened to me and ever happened in my life. It was just another normal day Monday where I had to do my normal routine of getting ready for work. I had a company that I was running and I was very busy most of the time, but let's not talk about that. Let's go straight to the part. It was night and I was sleeping when I woke up to a strange tapping happening near my house. I was afraid it was at my window, but I thought it would be some kids trying to annoy me by throwing rocks. This never happened, so I don't know why I assumed that. When I looked out the window, the tapping had stopped. I saw nothing as it was around 2 a.m. The sky was a very dark navy blue. I looked around to see what I could observe, and then my eyes glimpsed the most freakiest thing I ever had saw. In the window in front of me in the next house, I saw a man standing there. I couldn't figure how he looked as it was too dark to see him, and his house also had no light. He was standing there staring at me as I was looking at it with my left eye only poking at the side of the window. I don't know if he saw me, but the way he was standing made me think he did. All I could see were two white circular eyes staring at my window. Staring at me. I went back to my bed frightened by what I saw and hoped that I was dreaming. In what felt like 30 minutes had passed, I went up to check if he was still there, but poking nearly half of my left eye near the window. I could just see enough to see the window, but he wasn't there. The curtains were shut. At that moment, I felt a big relief and went back to sleep. It was the next morning and I went to go to my car to go to work, and I looked up the window where the man was standing. The curtains were half opened. I had no clue why, but had no care for it. I hopped in my car and went to work. When I came back, it was around 2 a.m., very late, merely forgetting about what had happened last night at 2 a.m. As I put the keys to my door, I looked up at the house, and there he was, the same man right behind the window. I stood there with my eyes wide and thinking nothing but having the feeling of fear. What felt like 5 minutes of standing and staring, I gained the courage to shout, "What do you want? Huh? I will call the police." Shivers went down my spine, and every hair on my body stood up as I approached the window. The eyes were still staring at me as I approached, and yet I was literally face to face, but the only obstacle in my way was the glass. Yet I could still not see his face. Suddenly I heard a loud crash of something breaking and falling down in my house. I turned for a split second and looked back, and the man in the window was gone. I had no time to think, as I couldn't react, so I went to see what had dropped in search, but found nothing. Nothing was broken. Nothing. There was a note on my bed. It said, "I'm watching you." I looked out the window, but the window in front wasn't opened. The blinds were shut. The man wasn't there. How I thought. I looked behind me.
Dang it. Is that why you're so scared of your window? No. Why are you so scared to have the windows open? He's like terrified that the blinds aren't closed.
Wow.
Don't wow me.
You call me like that, huh?
Yes. That was good.
What? Oh my god.
What?
Try not to laugh at Terminator.
Oh, I mean, you haven't seen that one yet. With how quickly the person disappeared, I would say that's a ghost.
Huh? I listened to a 911 call, and this one guy was just like that. You'd look away like that. He'd be, instead of doing a handstand, he'd be like Well, like this, right in front of you. But if you look away again, he's right up on the glass.
Oh, I saw the an animated version of the 911 call.
Yeah.
Next is
Creepy.
the Shadow Man, a sleep paralysis story.
This event happened around 4 years ago. Till this day, I'm horrified by what had happened. I just hope I would never,
Don't fall backwards.
would ever have to experience what I have experienced.
What the heck
I was
was that?
13, had a dog
Shadow
named
person?
Lucky. At that time, I had a big fear of the dark, and whenever I would go to sleep, Lucky would be sleeping underneath my bed. And whenever I would feel scared or felt uncomfortable with fear, I would put my hand down and Lucky would lick it and tell me I'm not alone and everything was
What
alright.
would happen if we,
I know it was kind of weird,
They
but
can't see us?
Lucky helped me sleep through the night and stopped from being scared. There was this horrible day where unfortunately Lucky and my dog had died.
Oh.
I felt so sad. I was in my bed for nearly 2 weeks just crying and missing my dog. After I cried, I would normally a lot of the times go to sleep during the day and not much in the night, since my fear had heightened, and Lucky wasn't there anymore. However, I felt so tired. One day I decided to take a nap. Just a nap. In the darkness of my room. While I was sleeping, I woke up forgetting my dog had died, and I put my hand underneath the bed. I felt something lick my hand. I didn't think much of it because I forgot at that time and I was so tired because of the amount of sleep I was getting. After that happened, I went to go to the toilet to wash off my hand that my dog licked, but when I went to the toilet, I remembered my dog had died. The feeling of fear and anxiety had come to me as I froze, staring at my toilet door. I ran inside my bathroom and looked at the mirror. I saw what had stuck in my mind for all these years. On my mirror, and what looked like blood, it said, "Humans can lick hands too."
It's creepy.
Yeah.
Hey, look, eyeless Jack.
Humans can lick too.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Just like one animation that I saw, this guy was like under a girl's bed and stuck her hand down. He just grabbed his door, rubbing his face over her hand.
Freaking weirdo. People are so weird. Next is the true creepy clown birthday story.
Let me tell you one thing. Never
Weird
have a
looking
clown at your birthday.
And look, it has
It
butt
was my
teeth now.
7th birthday and my mom had invited people who then invited people and who then invited people. You get the point. It was a massive party and could have been the best I ever had. Could have. But instead, it was the worst. I never really liked the clowns because I thought they were creepy and mostly because they were funny at all. Just dumb. While I was cutting my cake and everyone was singing happy birthday at the corner, my eyes glimpsed a clown just behind the side of the bush outside of my garden. He was smiling at me, breathing heavily. When I looked at him, I lost control of everything, but my mom called my name and my sense was back to earth. I looked at my mom to see what she was going to say, but when I looked back at my garden and at the bush the clown was in, he wasn't there. The only thing there was a red clown nose on the floor, ripped in half. So after that, we all went outside to jump on the bouncy castle we had, and there behind the side of the castle was a clown. He lifted his finger and started waving it back and forth to make me approach him. I freaked out but thought it was just part of the act since they weren't that funny anyway, so I ignored it and jumped the bouncy castle. Eventually I got tired and got out the bouncy castle to get a cup of water. While I did, I realized my mom was talking to her friends, so I approached her and asked her about the clown. I told her it was freaking me out and not funny at all. But my mother replied, "What clown? We never hired any."
Most definitely, if I was a parent, my kid.
Chris, right over that thing.
What?
Well, I wanted $1 million from her.
If my child talked about a clown and I didn't hire one, that's when I would call the cops. Like, there is someone stalking my children.
That's whenever I give my son his gun permit.
No, he's like 8. How old were they turning?
What?
How old did it say they were turning? What birthday party? I can't remember. I forgot already. And the last one is True Insanely Scary School Lockdown Horror Story.
So it was a Friday, the last day of school, and the week until on Monday. The only thing on my mind was after school, and I'm pretty sure everyone else was thinking the same. Nothing could go wrong today. I mean, it's just school. What is the worst that could possibly happen? So I was sitting in a class with 20 other classmates. It was a science lesson and we were learning about atoms when suddenly I heard a loud horn sound come from the speakers. It sounded like one of those sounds that came from the movie Birds before everyone would kill each other. My teacher looked worried and anxious and told everyone to go to the side of the room and under the tables. Everyone in my class looked worried. By then I found out we were having a lockdown. I'm pretty sure my classmates found out as soon as I did, and my teacher went to close the lights. Everything was dark. No light at all. I could barely even see where the tables were. The only bit of light was from underneath the door. We heard loud thuds in the other doors outside my class, and that rang a bell on my teacher. He said the most frightening thing you could say when your school is on lockdown and someone is right outside. He whispered, "I forgot to lock the door." I mean, how was that not your first priority? Well, after you get us all to safety. I couldn't really blame him. He looked like as if he was about to relieve in his pants, but still managed to slowly get up and approach the door. Suddenly, my teacher had reached the lock, but the door had opened just before, and my teacher got yanked out of the class. Me and my friend both went up to the door to lock it and shut it before the man could come in. I got so much goosebumps everywhere in my body, and that only boosted my adrenaline. I could hear the group of girls at the back crying, and some of the boys were shivering and still, while one boy and another girl came to help us. The man at the other side was pushing against the door, but we were stronger than him and managed to lock it. The man behind the door was banging on the door, screaming, while me and my friend slowly walked backwards, ready for anything. Suddenly, we heard two loud shots come from outside. We were worried that anything happened to our teacher, so we waited. After what felt like 5 minutes of waiting, everything was quiet. Me and my friend gathered the courage to walk up to the door and see what was going on. My friend unlocked it while I peeked. I saw the most confusing and horrifying thing ever. I saw my teacher with a gun in his hand, pointing it at a student. I rushed over to attack him and punched the back of his head, which made him unconscious. The second guy came out of nowhere when I lowered my guard, but luckily my friend came and grabbed him, tripped him over, which let me and my friend grab him again and hold tight locking him. Soon the police were called, and both my teacher and the man was arrested. It still makes me think to this day, why was my teacher pointing a gun at another student?
I don't know. These are some pretty good stories. Yeah. Bad thing is I can't think of any commentary. The only thing I can think of for the reason why he was pointing a gun at another student would be the student possibly brought the gun, but I'm not entirely sure, because, but these were good. What?
The student brought the gun, so he pointed the gun at the student.
He took the gun away and pointed it at him so he wouldn't do anything. Have any argument for that?
Huh?
You got an argument for that?
Everybody has to have a comfort.
They have... Bobby, you're supposed to have a gun permit. You have to have a gun permit to have a gun, but people buy them anyway.
You have to have a permit to buy a gun.
To actually own one, you need a gun permit.
Alright.
What?
Nothing.
No, spill.
I'm good. Oh, and what am I spilling?
What's your thinking?
Want to hear something very mean?
No, I don't.
Dark humor.
I said behave. Well, those were good. I liked those. Poppy said he's listened to them before. Since this one's newer, don't think he's listened to that one yet. So we just listened to it. Got anything to say?
I just want to know why somebody would lick somebody else's hand. It's weird.
Because people are weird.
Oh.
That's all. Well, I think that's it. Hope you all enjoyed. These are pretty good stories. I'd recommend watching them or listening to them because there's not much to watch, but they're good to listen to. I think that's it. See you later, Dragonette.